Euro USD live Monday, the 14th of October 2024 market direction with entry, stop loss, and the take profit. And remember, on this very live stream, I'll be having a free giveaway. So be sure to stick around so that you do not miss out on that. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you to whoever is joining right now. I greatly appreciate you taking your time every Monday to Friday as I actually get onto these live streams to share with you what I believe the direction of the day is going to be like on the Euro USD. Now, if you do not know, the Euro USD is the world's most traded pair. So many people love trading this pair, and it's one of those pairs I actually trade myself. So if you're out there and you do not have a pair to trade, especially if you're just a beginner, if you're just starting out, definitely this is one of those pairs I greatly advise you to actually take on as a pair to trade. Reason being, it is a very stable pair. It's one of those that will enable you, get your feet into the market. It will enable you, stabilize, especially if you're just starting out. Sometimes there are those other pairs that have price movements that are so sporadic. They tend to move so fast, and you might end up, either missing a move or getting or jumping into a move that is already on, and you might end up, losing all your money in just maybe a trade or two. So when it comes to the Euro USD, it is one of those very stable pairs. It's not easily manipulated. So definitely it's one of those pairs that anyone out there, I would highly recommend to actually trade because it's a very dependable pair. So basically this is it today. We are going to be diving into the direction of the day. But personally, before I even get onto that, I would like to know, how was your weekend? How's your weekend been? Have you been, getting pumped to take on the new week? Are you ready for this new week? You can let me know down in the comments. And if you happen to also get some value from this particular live stream, please like it. Go ahead, like this particular live stream or video, and then as well share it maybe with a friend or two so that they get this kind of information, especially if they lack clarity when it comes to the direction of the day. So thank you to whoever is joining right now. I appreciate you taking your time every morning, my local time, 8:30 a.m. That's the time I get onto these live streams. Or if you're using the New York time, that's exactly at 1:30 a.m. So I appreciate you taking your time every Monday to Friday to join me so that I share with you what I believe the direction of the day is going to be like. Now for me to be able to share this direction of the day, I use my 50% win rate strategy that gives me a 1-to-4 risk to reward ratio. It is a very profitable strategy, and I've used this particular strategy for the longest time, guys. So if you're out there and you lack a strategy, I mean a solid strategy that you're going to be using to trade the markets, definitely this should be the strategy that you take yourself home with and maybe even go back test it, because sometimes I'm someone who does not just take someone's word for it. I like to do something myself. So what I urge you to do is, once you see how I share or how I trade this strategy, go back home, back test it yourself, and make it your very own, because this is how you're going to conquer the market. You need to back test at least 100 trades to be sure that this really works. And I'm telling you, it really works. You will not regret making this decision. So yeah, so it is the strategy I trade. I've traded this particular strategy now close to 2 years, and I'm telling you, it's a very dependable strategy. So if you're out there and you lack a strategy to trade, definitely this is going to be the strategy you're going to be using to trade the markets. So thank you to whoever is joining right now. I appreciate you taking your time. We are going to be getting onto the charts to basically share with you what I believe the direction of the day is going to be like. be able to actually I like to check the fundamentals before I actually even get onto the charts. And the reason I like to see what the fundamental side is saying on this particular day is simply because I'm not someone who trades news, but I like to actually, manage my trades. If in case I have a trade on through these news events, I like to manage my trades. And the website I use for this is basically this particular website, which is forexfactory.com. So forexfactory.com, that's the website I use. I like to use their economic calendar. And for me, I actually filtered this particular website to only show me the red folder news events and maybe banking holidays on either the euro or the United States dollar. And basically, when we look at today, the 14th of October 2024, Monday, it is a bank holiday on the United States dollar. So in the US, they are having a bank holiday. So what does this mean? We do during the London the New York session, we do not expect much movement on the United States dollar. So basically, this is what it means. But obviously, during the London session, euro is going to be moving very well. So it is only when the US ends, so we shall not be having any kind of movement on price because United States, they are in a bank holiday. So basically, for me to be able to filter my calendar to only show me bank holidays and red folder news events, all I did is come right here. I came right here, and then I was able to select, red folder news events and bank holidays right there. So this is how I did it, and it's how basically I do it. And basically I selected all events, and then when it comes to currencies, I selected the euro and the United States dollar. So basically, this is how I filtered out. Now, the reason I like to actually check the fundamental side of things for the day, it's basically because usually what ends up happening if you have a trade on and maybe these, especially the red folder news events, if it happens to drop when you have a trade on and that particular trade happens to go against you, most of the times, if you have that particular trade on, you understand that brokers tend to increase their slippage, or basically they tend to widen their spreads through these red folder news events, especially because price is very volatile. It can move so many pips away in just a matter of seconds. So you do not want to actually get into this. You don't want to be inconvenienced by this high slippage because it can end up messing up your P&L. So for me, how I did it how I do it is once I know that maybe it's dropping, like let's say 8:30 a.m. that's New York time, then what I end up doing is basically 5 minutes at least before this news event drops, what I like to do is move my stop to break even. And then once this news event drops, even when that particular trade goes against you and goes against me, what ends up happening is that I will not experience that very bad slippage as someone who has full risk on. So basically, this is how I do it, and it's how I've done it for the longest time. As you know, guys, I'm a day trader, so I'm someone who doesn't want to, get inconvenienced when such big news events are happening in the day. So basically, this is how I do it, and it's how I've done it for the longest. I highly recommend, if you're out there and you're a day trader, you should be incorporating this into your trading strategy or trading regimen, whatever you like to call it. You should be able to do things this way, because it will save you so many headaches that you might experience, especially if you get slipped massively and maybe you predetermined to maybe risk 10 pips on that particular trade, but you end up getting slipped maybe 15 pips more, because this can happen, guys. So if you do not want this to happen to you, definitely I recommend you actually move your stop to break even as these news events drop. So basically, this is it right there. So without any further ado, let's get onto the charts to show you exactly what I believe the direction of the day is going to be like. And maybe before we even get to the chart, the thing I like to tell you guys is that if you're out there and you do not strategy to master, that even if you're just a complete beginner or even a child can be able to understand, be able to trade very well. So yeah, so this is the chart. This is what we have right here. Now when it comes to this strategy, it is a strategy that bases off the previous day's price action. This is how I'm able to determine the direction of the day. So all I need is the previous day's price action to see exactly how price moved, and then once I've seen exactly what happened from the previous day, this is how I'm able to determine the price movement on this next day. So so what do we have exactly here? So this is what we have from the previous day. We had price basically not, I didn't make any major moves if we are to see or look at the chart right there. So when it comes to the strategy, how I employ it, it is a very simple strategy that basically utilizes price from the previous day. So this was price action from the previous day. So now what I like to look out from this previous day is basically number one, it is what I call an area of interest. Now, when it comes to area of interest, this can either be maybe an order block, it can be a fair value gap, or this can be an equal high or equal low from the previous day. So, so the previous day was this day right here, the 11th of October 2024. So if we are to look out for areas of interest, number one, we have a big order block right here. This is an order block, so you can see right there. This is an order block. That's one area of interest. Another area of interest can be a fair value gap. Fair value gaps are very, very essential. These are very crucial. So another area of interest can either be an equal high or equal low. So these are places, or these are levels price always likes to go back to. Price basically likes to go back to these levels, and then once it has gotten the liquidity around these levels, this is when price actually reverses in the other opposite direction. So basically, this is it. This is what price likes to do. So today, if we are to look at price action from yesterday, sorry, from the previous day, which was Friday the 11th. So what do we have? If we look at the low of the day from the previous day was what, but we do have a big order block right here. So so what I expect price to do is basically for price to come take out any of the liquidity that is resting below this particular order block right here, price to move to that other opposite side. But if this doesn't happen, then I would expect price to move this other way. So we can see that there was an order block formed due to this change of character, but exactly what I'll be looking at for this particular day is for price to, because you can see all these small order blocks right there. Price usually likes taking out all those stops resting below or above those order blocks. So then that's when price in this other opposite direction. So it can be either this, it might be either price coming taking out any of the stops resting, any of the stops resting below here. Once it has taken those stops out, then this is when I would expect price to move to the upside, or price actually moves, takes out all these stops resting above here, and then once it has taken all those out, this is when I would expect price to reverse 0.09001. That's one key level that I'll be intently following or watching out for. Then the other level is this right here at 1.09812. So those are the two levels I'm going to be following. So once price gets to any of these levels, then what I'd like to do, once price takes out those levels, what I'd like to do, because you can see right here we are on the 1 hour time frame, but once price takes out those levels, what I like to do, for me to make an entry, I drop down to the 5-minute time frame, and on the 5-minute time frame, I like to actually wait for an inversion fair value gap to form, and once it has formed, this is when I like to make or take my entry. Now, if you do not know what an inversion fair value gap is, it is basically something like this. For example, we do have we had, you can see right here, we had a bearish fair value gap right here. So we had a bearish fair value gap, and then what ended up happening from this bearish fair value gap that we had that was formed by this this candle right here, we had this other candle, this bullish candle right here. It came and overlapped this fair value gap that was there. So this is what I call an inversion fair value gap. It's a commonly used term in the trading industry today. So so basically, this is what I'll be looking out for. Once it actually forms on the 5-minute time frame, this is like my trigger, or this is my entry trigger, or this is how I exactly enter the market. Once that has formed on the 5-minute time frame, then I'll be definitely taking a trade on this particular pair, the Euro USD. And when it comes to my stop loss, I like to use 10 pips as my stop loss, and the TP or take profit, I like to use 30 pips as my take profit. But usually I like to also squeeze this to 1 to 4 so that I'm able to make extra profits from the market. So basically, this is what I'll be looking out for today, the 14th of October 2024. Once everything lines up the way I expect it, or the way I would expect it to do, then I'm taking the trade. If it doesn't, if price doesn't get to those levels, definitely I'm not taking a trade. So as a trader, you should have some rules in your trading. Do not be that kind of person who just trades off gut feeling that now I think price is moving up, so let me enter. Do not be like that. Set some rules, have a solid strategy, and then this is how you're going to be able to win in this market. So basically, this is what I'm going to be looking out for today, the 14th of October 2024. But if you do have any comments in regards to this, or any other questions that you might be having for me, you can definitely go in the comment section and ask those questions, because I'll be gladly waiting to actually answer you guys back. So basically, this is what I'm looking at. But remember also, do not over risk. Don't over risk on your trades, because risk management is so key. If you do not manage your capital well, definitely you will never become a profitable trader. So you need to manage your risk well. Don't over risk. Some guys tend to think that maybe since Gani said, once price gets to this level, price will be moving up, so let me go all full margin, or let me risk maybe 80 or 50% of my account. This is not how trading works. There you're bringing into trading a gambling mindset. You should not be gambling when it comes to trading. Trading, it is a slow but sure kind of progress. So you should take a trade at a time. Do not think that it is all going to line up in one day, because you're going to over risk on that trade, and then you'll end up blowing your account. I'm sure this is not something that you want to happen to yourself. So basically, this is what I'm looking at. And the other thing I would like to let you guys know that do not also make some of those minor execution errors, like maybe instead of pressing buy, you instead tap sell. So do not do such things, because these are the things that actually keep you unprofitable. Try and pay good attention to detail, and this is how you're going to stay profitable in this market. So this is it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this. In case you did, please like this live stream, share it with someone, and maybe also subscribe to the channel so that you do not miss out every time I have a new one out. So thank you so much for watching. I'll be catching you tomorrow, same time, right here. Thank you for watching. Have yourselves a great day.